on days I'm feeling way down on my luck. The only way to soothe my soul is to destroy everything in my area. I hate the sound of conjuring. I stay up all night. I'm about these sounds. Dear God, please help me. Suffering is all that I do. I fucking hate the Misophonia.
So, fellow quacks, having misophonia sucks, but I would wish it on my worst enemy. So, what is misophonia? Misophonia is basically sound sensitivity, but like, it causes massive distress to certain sounds that you're sensitive to, and they're usually very selective sounds. So like, for example, chewing gum, throat clearing, the sounds of chairs scraping against the floor, which is one of mine, very annoying. And because of misophonia, it can cause a lot of distressing symptoms such as anxiety, stress, muscle tension, increased heart rate, anger, and as a result, misophonia can be a very isolating and frustrating condition to have because, well, sometimes people make the sounds that you're triggered by, and it's really difficult to control your reactions around them because, well, you can't always control the triggers that you have, and people can't control everything that they do. It's not their fault if they clear their throat or if they need to get up from a chair and it just goes across the floor. Sounds happen, but unfortunately with misophonia, everything is just so amplified that it just becomes a distressing mess of stress, and I hate it so much. The reason why I wanted to talk about it is because I have misophonia, and I wanted to just talk about my experience because why not? You know, let me spread awareness. And also, if you have symptoms like this and you didn't realize there was a term for this issue, well, now you do. Awesome. So let's dive right into my experiences with misophonia.
Hate. Let me tell you how much I've come to hate you since I began to live. There are 387.44 million miles of printed circuits in wafer-thin layers that fill my complex. If the word hate was engraved on each nanoangstrom of those hundreds of millions of miles, it would not equal 1/1,000,000,000 of the hate I feel for humans at this micro-instant. For you, hate.
So let's talk about my experiences with misophonia. So my triggers are a lot of things. I don't like gum chewing. I don't like the sound of chairs scraping against the floor. That is probably like the number one thing that pisses me off the most. I don't really like throat clearing, but it's a little bit more tolerable if it's not too frequent. Coughing kind of irks me a little bit, but not to an extreme amount. It more so just concerns me if people are going to coughing fits. I don't like muffled bumping sounds. Like, let's say I'm in my room and I hear like someone walking with heavy footsteps. I can't stand hearing thumping sounds, but like it's muffled through a barrier of some sort, like through the floor. That just pisses me off so much. And that's the thing about misophonia that sucks, is that it's a very irrational thing to be so irritated by these sounds, because these are normal things to hear. Like, that's the thing that sucks, is that these usually are normal everyday things that everyone experiences and hears. But the problem with misophonia is that when you have it, everything's amplified. It's like if you just took all the sounds that you heard and then you put it in a speaker and then you put the speaker next to someone's ear. That's kind of just what it feels like. It's just like everything is just amplified, and it's so fucking annoying. Okay, so this part can be kind of weird, but I've noticed this pattern on Reddit. Now, I know this is already like going in a bad direction, but I watch a lot of Reddit Am I the Asshole videos because they're really entertaining. I love hearing the stories because they're fucking wild. And I've noticed that sometimes I'll hear a misophonia story, and I do not know why people on Reddit like to antagonize misophonia people so much. It's so weird. I don't see this on other sites, so I feel like this might be a Reddit thing. But basically, like, in these Am I the Asshole stories, they'll have antagonists of the story be like the person with misophonia usually. And the person with misophonia is always asking for something that's ridiculously unrealistic. Like, I think I saw one where this girlfriend was like, yeah, my boyfriend, he doesn't like hear me breathe or whatever. I breathe too loudly and he keeps telling me to stop or something like that. And I'm like, what? Like, I have to wonder if this is all made up. Like, is this some sort of bizarre psyop on Reddit going on where they're trying to, like, antagonize misophonia? Or are these people actually real? I don't know if these stories are real or not, because it's Reddit, you know, it's the internet. I don't trust most stories that I hear. I feel like they're all fake, but this is just so weird. I even remember coming across this other story where it was like this kid who was complaining about a baby crying, and he asked like his dad, I think, to like shut the baby up, and I'm like, huh? Because he said he had misophonia, and everyone in the comments was roasting the dude, and I looked at the profile to see if this was like, you know, maybe it was just real or not, and it was the only post, so maybe it was fake, maybe it was real, I don't know, but it was just so weird to me. But after thinking about it for just a second, I do think that the reason why misophonia might be antagonized is because I feel like some people who don't actually have it but are like manipulative will use it as a weapon to manipulate people and make them feel bad or whatever, like, oh, I have misophonia, can you stop doing this thing? And it's like a reasonable thing. It's just to get people to be quiet, because, you know, if you can write off that it's some sort of disorder and cause you a lot of stress, then obviously people who care about you and want to, you know, make sure you're comfortable are probably going to be nice enough. Like, all right, yeah, sure, I know this might be inconvenient for me, but I'll do it because it makes you happy or whatever. So I guess that's why, because people can easily use it as an excuse to be manipulative, but still, it just sucks that that's the case. I don't know if other people online feel that way, or if I'm just, I don't know, in some weird bubble, but that's just something I've noticed in some of the Reddit stories that I've heard when it comes to misophonia. One of the worst aspects about having misophonia is how isolating it can be, because when you're irrationally angry or even anxious or sad because of the sounds that are triggering you, yes, it can cause all those symptoms. It can make you literally burst into tears. It can make you so angry that you just want to like punch a wall. And when you feel that way, obviously people are going to be like, what the fuck is going on? What is wrong with you? Because you're upset because there's someone chewing gum very loudly nearby. Obviously people are gonna be like, that's not a big deal, but to you it's the biggest deal ever. It's like the most irritating thing, and it sucks because you either tell people that and then they feel like they have to walk on eggshells around you, or you keep it to yourself and you suffer in silence. You gotta wear your headphones, or you gotta remove yourself from the situation, and sometimes you can't always leave the situation. Sometimes you gotta be forced to sit with whatever bullshit is going on. Like, I've had to endure so much from all these trigger sounds. I've had to sit for like minutes, maybe even hours, enduring all of it, and I don't know how I did it, but I had no other choice because I couldn't leave or I was stuck. It just pisses me off that, you know, people with misophonia, we have to deal with this all the time. We always have to put ourselves in these uncomfortable situations because there is no easy way to get out of them most of the time. With some triggers, it can be. Also is that if you do tell people, there's always going to be the risk of they don't get it because it's hard to really explain to people. It's not like other disorders where like anxiety or depression where people can be more understanding about it, because most of the time people hear these sounds, they're just like, okay, yeah, the sound is a sound, it's a bit annoying, but whatever. Like, they're not gonna get it. Yeah, it's very isolating to deal with, and I hate the symptoms so much. I have cried from it. I have almost crashed out, and it sucks because I don't want to feel that way. Like, it's not great, and I've always had to like either take myself out of the house, like I would walk or something, or I would increase the volume on whatever I was listening to or something. Or sometimes I think the best way for me is to go to the source of the sound in the house and just see what's going on, because sometimes I'll hear a bunch of crazy shit and then I go downstairs and there's like nothing going on, and I'm like, did I miss something? Am I hallucinating, or was this all just like, I don't know. Sound is very weird, so sometimes I just hear a bunch of crap and it's just someone moving stuff around, and they were just happen to be very loud because, I don't know, the stuff was heavy. Like, you know what I mean? It's just so irritating to deal with because it distorts everything. It distorts how you hear certain sounds because your triggers are like keeping you on edge all the time. And that's the other thing. I hate the anticipation of when someone is about to do the thing that's going to trigger me. I hate when I see, family members going into the kitchen, because that's where the epicenter of all the triggers are, because they love to drag the chairs across the fucking floor. They cannot just lift the chair a little bit. I've had to put the little chair thingies underneath the legs just so that way it could be a little bit quieter, but they drag the chair so much that it resulted in the things literally worn out, and it sucks because I have to keep replacing it, like maybe sometimes after a few weeks, a month. I don't know how long they're supposed to last, but like, geez Louise, they should be lasting way longer, but no, they gotta always drag their chairs out. But as you hear in my tangent, this is how my brain is when I hear the sounds, because I'm just so tired of it. I remember when I was younger and I used DeviantArt, I made like a bunch of forum posts about how noisy everything was, and I don't remember if I knew what misophonia was back then, but I think younger me had misophonia and didn't realize it and was just venting about it, because to me, I was like, what the fuck is going on? And now I'm like, oh, it was misophonia the whole time. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. To end this video off, I will say that having accommodations for misophonia is not unrealistic. It's fine. I do think there's obviously certain things you cannot ask because you can't control that, and the people who are causing those triggers, they can't control that. For example, you can't really stop someone from coughing. You can give them cough drops, you can give them water and pat them on the back or whatever, or ask what's going on, if it's really bad, if they're going to like a fit or something. But if there's just a mild dry cough because of like the weather, or maybe they just got something in their throat, you can't do anything about that. And obviously a lot of people with misophonia know that. It's the irrational part of the brain that's like, that you want them to shut the fuck up, but they can't. Reasonable accommodations are, for example, if the chairs are being dragged and that pisses you off, you can put little thingies underneath the legs to make the sound more bearable. Or if someone chews gum very loudly, you could ask them to chew quieter. I don't know if that's inconvenient for most people. I will admit though, my dad chews gum so loudly that it's like, it's obnoxious. It pisses me off so much, to the point where I was like, I don't want gum anymore, because if he gets to it, then he's going to be chewing it and I can't be around him if he's chewing gum loudly. I have tried to chew gum like he does to see if it's like actually comfortable, and it's not. Like, I don't know how you chew gum with your mouth fully open and you're like, nom, 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 nom. Like, that's not comfortable. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. The point is that some accommodations are realistic and others aren't. But obviously, if you have misophonia, you know that. So this is mainly for people who don't have misophonia, or like, oh, what's a reasonable thing for someone to ask? And it's usually just like, hey, just be a little quieter when you do this or that. But obviously, if someone has misophonia, they can't ask for everything, because, of course, you don't want to be the person where everyone has to walk on eggshells to be around you, because that's what makes it so isolating. And if someone has misophonia, they need to step out of the room or go outside or whatever just to get away from the sound, let them do that. Don't give them shit for it, because that's another thing. I really hate when, like, someone has misophonia and they get shit for being too sensitive, or like, oh, how dare you leave? I was so offended. Like, bro, do you want them to stick around and be fucking pissed at you? Because that's a great way to get someone misophonia to hate you, is to force them to stick around and hear the sounds that's triggering them instead of letting them leave. I get that in life, you have to deal with uncomfortable stuff, but if you're able to leave it in an uncomfortable situation, then you should be able to. You should not be forcing yourself or forcing people to stick around in uncomfortable situations just because it's life or whatever. Like, that's not fair. Let people leave uncomfortable situations. Stop forcing people to be uncomfortable for whatever reason. I'm allowed to leave a place if I don't want to be there, okay? That's not a big deal. I've spent so much of my life having to deal with uncomfortable shit because I was forced to be kind of stuck there, and I was forced to grin and bear it, and then everyone would wonder why I'm so irritable. I'm irritable because you forced me to be here. If you wouldn't want me to be irritable, you could have let me leave, but no. But that's all I have to say about my experience with misophonia. I hope it was somewhat educational. If you have misophonia, you can talk about your experiences in the comments, and if you don't have misophonia, you can ask questions about it, as long as you're respectful. With that said, I'll see you quacks later.